As you begin to wonder how easy it becomes to absorb something powerful, you might notice your mind opening gently, almost curiously, as if it already knows that something meaningful is about to happen. Because there was a time when you discovered something new, maybe unexpectedly, maybe delightfully so. What if even now, a part of you already recognizes that you are about to learn what you've known all along? How you can combine these beliefs, ideas, patterns and truths until they fuse together like colours swirling into one radiant beam, installing themselves layer by layer as your new operating system running in the background effortlessly. Imagine a sculptor with no stone. They don't complain, they just look around. They pick up clay, tree bark, sand, even air if needed, because they know what matters most isn't what I have, but what I do with what I have. And what if that sculptor is you, and the raw material, beliefs, patterns, possibilities? You're shaping your identity like an artist, and you realise the more curious you become, the more you discover you've always been adaptable, because confidence isn't built, it's remembered. You're a boat in the sea, the storm rages, waves crash, and every gust seems like resistance. That's only if you see the storm as something to fight. What happens when you stop resisting and start riding the waves? That's what your questions do. Each one an oar. Not to stop the storm, but to navigate it. You ask, where's the opening here? What state would serve me best right now? If this wasn't a problem, what would it be? And suddenly the wind becomes your ally. Like you, bold, playful, outrageous enough to smile mid-lightning. Because when you match their breath, their words, their state, you don't just gain rapport, you become the mirror that they trust. And in that mirror, you install something better. They say, but people don't change that easily. You smile and say, isn't that a belief you just changed by saying that? Or they claim, this doesn't feel natural. You whisper, yes, because it's more natural than you're used to. When someone says, it's too complicated, you reply, only because your old operating system was built for less powerful software. Now, remember a time when you felt unstoppable, not just confident, effortlessly certain. Breathe that in deeper. Yes, like that. Let it flow into your spine, your voice, because you're choosing it now. And the moment you shift your state, they shift too. People don't follow logic, they follow emotional certainty. So what happens when you're the most emotionally calibrated person in the room? You lead, you influence, you inspire, without ever needing to push. Now imagine someone hands you a puzzle box, no instructions, just curiosity. You touch it, it shifts. You twist, click, it opens. No explanation, just discovery. That's how belief installs, not with explanation, but with experience. Each question you ask is a key, each metaphor a twist, each emotional shift a click, and suddenly open. So ask yourself this. If I were already the version of me who believes all this, how would I speak? How would I move? How would I feel? And don't wait for the answer. Let your body be the answer, because sometimes understanding follows behaviour, not the other way around. Your beliefs, they're like seeds. Some were planted long ago, by others, and some you're planting now, with intention, with emotion, with clarity. The more you water them with focus, the more sunlight you shine with curiosity, the deeper they root, and the stronger they grow, until they become your reality. You don't dig up seeds to see if they're growing. You just trust and nurture, and before long, you become the garden. Now imagine walking into a room of mirrors. These don't reflect your body. They reflect your beliefs, your attitude, your traits. You walk by one. Boldness glows. Another, curiosity dances. Another, adaptability smiles back. And each mirror that you pass, you become more of what you see, until you stop walking and realize the mirrors, they're inside you now, You carry them, you project them, you infect others with them unconsciously, because now every word you say, it has an undertone of playfulness, clarity, certainty, and presence. And if this were already your default way of thinking, your core operating system, what would be the first thing you'd notice that changed? Or maybe you're noticing it already.